Okay, this object lesson is, welcome to Apostolic Sunday School. Today we're doing an object lesson on the first miracle that Jesus did, which is turning water into wine. Now, this was at an important occasion. It was a wedding, and wine was very important back then. And unfortunately, during this wedding, they ran out of wine, and it was awful. And so it was quite an embarrassment. So they didn't know what to do. So they went to Jesus' mother, and they said, "What do we do?" And she said, "I know. Go to Jesus, because Jesus can fix your problem. Whatever he says, do it." And they said, "Oh, okay, it sounds kind of weird, but we'll do it." So they did. And Jesus gave them a request. He said, "Take those big stone jugs, and I want you to fill them completely with water." Well, we're asking for wine, but water will work. That's kind of odd. But they did what he told them to do, and that's key. You got to do what Jesus tells you to do, whether you think it's the right thing or not. So they got this, and they started pouring this, and they didn't understand what was going on. So they poured him with just water, and they're thinking, this is not going to work. Well, what they didn't know is that Jesus had a plan. And he said, take it to the master of the feast. And they did. They took it to the master of the feast. And they said, okay, now give it to him, and he's going to drink it. And so they gave it to the master of the feast, and they began to pour it. And that water suddenly turned into wine right before their very eyes. It was amazing what happened. And the master of the feast tasted it. Oh, he said, "That is the best wine. You've saved the best for last." And that's just like Jesus. He saves the best for last. Now, this is a simple object lesson. There's not a lot of mystic science to this. In the bottom of this glass was just concentrate of, you can use Kool-Aid, you can use those little splash, the powder that you would mix for a drink. You can even use food coloring. If you pour it in there and let it dry, you can use that. And the reason I put this tray here is so you can see the food coloring in the bottom, or in this case, the concentrate for the powder for the drink, which was in the very bottom. So that's how we did the water into wine. Try it out and see if it works for your class. Thanks a lot.
Let's replay that.